Hey everyone, I'm Chris Corsello and you're watching The Daily Dose. Today, 5 reasons why the 80s were better than today. Now, this isn't a comprehensive list. In fact, this might be part of an ongoing series where I continuously give reasons why the 80s were better. Number 1, record stores. I realize we still have some record stores today. There are places you can go. But in the 80s, that was how you got your music. Record stores were everywhere. Of course, cassettes were big in the 80s too, and CDs were kind of a new thing. So yeah, they were more fun. They had listening stations. The people who worked in record stores were always super cool, super knowledgeable. And you'd go in and discover new music just by talking to the people there and checking out the listening stations. It was better than today. Reason number 2, arcades. Now, arcades, again, still exist, but they're pretty much always connected to a bar or a restaurant. It's not the same. Back then, arcades were everywhere. There were tons of them. Small little privately owned businesses, sometimes with a handful of machines, sometimes bigger, sometimes attached to mini golf courses. But arcades were super fun. It was a place when you were a kid, when you were a teenager, you'd go hang out, pocket full of quarters kept you entertained, you meet up with your friends. Good times. The other cool thing about it is everything was token based, mostly to prevent people from breaking in because those machines got so full of quarters to prevent people from breaking in. They gave you tokens. And then they started getting competitive with each other. I remember some places having 7 tokens for $1. There were places that had 9 tokens for $1. You get 9 games of Pac-Man or Donkey Kong or whatever for $1. Now how's that for a deal? Not to even mention, well, I guess I am mentioning it, Chuck E. Cheese. They had teen night, $5, all you could eat pizza, all the soda you could drink, all the video games set on free play, even though their pizza sucked. But still, super fun. The arcades were way more fun. You know, we can sit at home now and play video games. You could then, but the arcade games were considerably more fun. Plus, by the way, arcade games were everywhere. You walk into the supermarket, there's a couple of video games there. Pizza places, everywhere you went, there were a couple of video games. Everyone was trying to collect those quarters. Reason number 3, video rental shops. Now, this was even like, I don't even remember really Blockbuster getting big until the 90s. I mean, I'm sure it was in some places. But again, these were small, locally owned video rental stores. Same kind of thing. Like, is it more convenient to just get on my computer or Netflix or Hulu or Amazon Prime and just pick a movie? Sure, it is much more convenient. But there was some fun going and walking up and down the aisles and looking at all the boxes, mostly VHSs back then, and picking your movie. Same thing. The people who worked in the video rental places, they knew a lot about movies. They knew what was good. You could talk to them, discover new movies. All right, 4, computer programming. Everyone's a software engineer now. Who doesn't know someone who's developing an app? Back then, you knew how to you knew how to hook up a printer to a computer, and everyone's like, "Whoa!" You know, if you could program at all, mind blown. Like, nobody over 30 like knew how to program a computer. Few people, but it was like people were amazed if you knew how to program a computer. And there were games that were mostly made by one person. Someone sits down, sort of like an author writes a book. They'd sit down, program a game, and it would be a hit. Now there's more people that make games than make a movie. Like, the credits to these games are enormous. Number 5. I already forget what number 5 was. Oh, I remember. No cell phones or mobile phones, depending on what you call them, where you live. No mobile phones, no cell phones. You know what? You had an answering machine, but like once you were out, you're out. You're not going to be interrupted. You know, you're out with your friends. You don't all of a sudden get a text or a call that says you got to be somewhere else. You don't have people that are distracted by their phones. They're also being tugged in other directions by other people. Once you're where you're at, you're there. And you got to interact with the people that are there. And if you're like sitting around in a train station or at a bus stop or in a restaurant or wherever, yeah, guess what? You might have to make conversation with the people around you. That's how it went. So there's the first 5 reasons why the 80s were better. And this could be an ongoing series, like I said, because there's just going to be reason after reason coming at you here on the Daily Dose. Now, in all seriousness, do I really think it was better? Well, it's apples and oranges. There's some great things. Obviously, I appreciate and love technology. There's some great things about today that it would be kind of hard to go back and be without now. So, do I really think it's better? These are just some observations I made. But here's the underlying theme to me is the sense of community and social interaction. Anyway, my point being that you go to an arcade, there's a social interaction when you're playing these games. You go to rent a movie, again, you're coming together with other people, social interaction. So there was this social component, record stores, right? You're around, everybody had to go to the record store for their music. So it was a coming together. Now, could you argue that, well, it's more inefficient, people had to use fuel and travel around, and that added to traffic and a reduced air quality and all that? Sure. But from a social interaction, from a community building, getting along and getting to know the people who are around us, those things, it was a little more fun in a sense. Maybe it wasn't as convenient, but it was a little more fun, and it gave you more opportunities to get to know more people in your community and in the world around you besides just those that you work with or that are in your circle of friends. So that's today's Daily Dose. 5 reasons why the 80s were better. And if you enjoyed this, I hope you'll check out some of my other videos. I want to thank you for watching. And there will be more to come. I make videos daily on the Daily Dose. Thanks for watching.